Hey,
Oh, hey, man. How you doing?
good man. How about you?
I'm fine.
Oh man, I just have to apologize about the time zone mix-up. I had no idea.
No problem. No problem. I also didn't know it, you know? So,
Wait, yeah, wait. So wait, for some reason you thought I was in Brazil?
yeah, I don't know. I was completely confused, man, with all the Instagram stuff every day going on, you know? I was like, wait, wasn't it in Brazil? And I was, fuck, Ottawa, Canada. You are completely crazy, Tom. No
Oh,
problem.
oh no. See, man. Like when I was getting ready, because usually before a stream, I'll message whoever I'm talking to like an hour before and say, "Oh, if you've never
Yeah.
used Instagram Live before, here's how it works." And you're like, "Oh, we're starting now," and I'm like,
And then it was so funny you did that new story that you posted that we start later, 30 minutes later. But for my people, of course, it's 30 minutes early. You wrote for you early, and for us it is 30 minutes later because we uh, said before in the stories 10 p.m. our
Yeah,
time, you know, and now
exactly.
we are 10:30, you know.
Oh my,
But no
yeah.
problem about
Man, I was just telling everyone before you came on here that because this series I do here on Instagram, I used to do them because back about a few months ago here in Ottawa, we were in lockdown, and
it.
so I wasn't working, so I
Yeah.
had all this time to promote our album and start doing this talk show or whatever on here.
Yeah, yeah,
And so I was like planning it out meticulously and all that. But now everything's getting better here, and I have a new job and all
yeah.
that. But I still wanted to do
Right.
them. But the past few, I only started doing them like a week ago, and it's just been a clusterfuck. Like the one I did last week, I overslept for. so
Oh my
so it's just
God.
like,
Yeah, I can
uh,
imagine. Yeah, of course. I can
oh man.
imagine.
But anyways,
So good
thanks
to
so
hear
much
you're doing
for.
well, man. Times
But
were really tough for everybody, I think, in the last years, you know. The past two
yeah,
years was, I mean, we all did anyhow what we could, you know, the best, you know, and but we were restricted, of course, in some things. Of course, everybody, you know. It was really bad
yeah,
to
for
see
sure.
how much people, shops and all that had to close because of the COVID pandemic, you know. It was horrible, man, really.
Yeah, but what are things like in Germany right now in terms of that?
And in the moment it's really good. We have an incidence under 5. That is really good. Yeah, here in my area, under 5, I think even globally in Germany. Incidents under 5. I anyway give a shit about the incident numbers, you know. So
Mm.
it's total bullshit what they are doing there.
Oh
But
yeah,
I think they just should be careful. Look that we all get a, is it called vaccine in English,
yeah,
or
vaccine,
vaccine?
vaccine, yeah, yeah.
Vaccine, right? Vaccine, yeah, yeah, and that's it. I have my first one. I'm looking for the second one on the 12th of August. So and then I'm done, and then we will enter the fucking stages again, man.
Yeah, yes, I got mine. I got mine already too. Well, I got my first one at least too, because
Great.
here in Canada, the thing is here in Canada for the first, not really right now, but for the first like few months, people
Yeah,
here were so pissed off because it was going
yeah,
so slowly. So
yeah.
it was like,
I can imagine. Yeah, it was. I think it was everywhere the same, but yeah, some countries, Brazil, were really hard struggling with that. Right, you had
oh yeah, yeah,
complete lockdown. Yeah, where nobody was allowed to go on the street anymore, or something like that. No, it
yeah,
was really tough. No,
yeah. It's freaking
and
it's nuts. The thing I've been see, I don't know how this has been in Europe, but the thing that's been happening here in Canada is that what's up?
you had a problem. You had a problem there in Brazil. Now I am again talking about Brazil with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Man, I'm so fucking stupid at the moment. I'm totally confused with Brazil and Canada at the moment with you. It is incredible, man. Really. Oh,
Like,
it's
do
so
I look
funny.
Brazilian to you?
No,
Eh?
anyhow not. No, anyhow not. But I anyhow have a relation with you to Brazil. I don't know why. Maybe I thought it in the first moment when I had the first contacts with you, and then later you told me, yeah, Canada and all that. I said, okay, you have to remember that. And anyhow, Brazil is stuck in my mind now. You know what I mean? I don't know. Yeah,
Oh, it's
sorry
all,
for that. It's not that in a bad way, man.
no, it's all good, dude. It's great. It's all right. But what I was trying to say was, here in Canada, people have been really, in terms of like all the COVID stuff, like our numbers, at least like the incidents here, hasn't been a lot to begin with. So people here have just been really defiant and stuff like that. Like, even though it's like, oh, we're in lockdown, like you look outside your window and there's people walking around and all that, because people are just done here, because we're having, like you, we're like having like less than 5 cases a day and stuff like that now. But the government here is really strict. So it's like, they're like, no, we have to still keep locked down. And everyone's like, no.
Yeah. I mean, look, James, we have the problem here too with the mask, In the beginning, it said, okay, we have an incidence over 30, so we have to put the masks, that's our security. And then we are down below 30 now, and nobody says you don't need to wear a mask anymore. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, today we say this, tomorrow we say this, it's a little bit strange. They are very, I don't know. I think they are struggling with themselves. They don't know what to do. That's a problem. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's the same thing here. Is that like a lot of people? Actually, Panos is right. He's
Panos,
right.
Right. Enough with COVID. Let's talk about music. That's the right thing.
I was literally about to say that. So, so for those of you watching, Panos is our drummer in Lycanthro, and he's going to be probably asking you a bunch of drum-related questions throughout this entire thing.
Okay.
But so I guess the first thing I'll start with, and this is a question that I usually ask because I'm a singer, and I usually have a lot of vocalists on here, and I usually ask them this to start, but I'm gonna ask you this too because it applies to you as well. Is so your drumming style is like in the old Blind Guardian stuff and all your stuff that you've worked on, is you have one of the most like unique drumming styles in metal. Like, you're one of the few people I can say that you make the drums sing like they're their own thing instead of just in the background. You know what I mean? So my question to you is, back in the early days when you were when you were with Blind Guardian and you were first developing your guide's sound, how did you develop your drumming style?
I think it was a combination of having not the skills I needed in the beginning, and then practicing, maybe even in a wrong way, because I just had a jazz drummer as a teacher for half a year, and then I stopped taking lessons, and I did everything by my own, and then for sure I did some stuff really wrong, because I know, for example, that my double bass is the other way around. I don't lead my hand right-feeted. I lead left-feeted. Yeah. So if I play double bass, I don't play like, if you put the snare on the one, I don't play like 1 2 1 and 2 and I don't play that on the right foot. I play it like 1 and I start with the right foot, 1 and so I am on the left foot, with my hand. That's how I play the double bass mostly. And this is the first mistake that I did, but that gives me some possibilities that other drummers don't have, that never practiced it this way around. But if it is necessary, I can play the double bass the other way around too, meanwhile. A lot of years I couldn't do that. So I was really restricted, to the left foot with the snare just in like syncodes and stuff like that. I could play it the other way around, but in a completely straight, fast rhythm, no chance, And meanwhile, I can do it, but that gives me some more possibilities. And I think what is the main reason for my style is the combination that we had from the songwriting that Blind Guardian did with my drumming. So I was, let's say, I was forced, I was pushed to support the music, and I never made up my mind about, oh, you are allowed to do this. This is forbidden. I just did what I did. I didn't care about rules. You know what I mean? So I just played by my heart and by my stomach. You know what I mean? and
Yeah. And
give him a punch in the face and straightforward. You know, that's the point. That's why people say sometimes Thomen is the give him a kick and he runs. You know, while drumming. Yeah, and that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, and also it's just because I find that since Blind Guardian, especially the early stuff, had such a, not even just in the drumming, but just in the songwriting in general, it was really odd for the time, you know, like it was almost like, even though it was power metal, there were lots of very proggy elements, and in your drumming, one thing I noticed, I'm sure everyone who is watching knows this, you listen to the old records, is like almost every other bar or every other couple bars you're playing is a drum fill. It's like, you know, beat, 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 then drum fill, and then beat, 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 drum fill. It's like you don't keep the same beat for too long, but that's what makes it interesting, you know?
That's right, yeah. I always try to put accents on what I hear in the lead guitar, in the vocals, in the rhythm guitars. It's a combination of everything, you know? And that's why I, for example, always tell my musicians where I play with, don't give me playbacks without vocals. I hate it. And they're like, yeah, but we need drums before the singer can do the vocals. I said, I don't care. Put me vocals, and if it is just working vocals, more or less the way you want to sing that song, that I have a basic idea. Do you sing triplets there in that form? Are you singing 16th, 8th, or whatever, you know? And then I know the rhythm from the vocals. And sometimes I take myself completely away from the guitars and just support the vocals. Yeah. If a singer, for example, sings something like blah 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 da da da, and then I play like da 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 da. You know what I mean? I play this accent like triplets on the cymbal and on the snare together with the singer. I don't care if the guitar plays da 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 in that moment. You know, and the singer sings triplets over the 16th on the guitar. I don't care. I just step away from that and support the most important that I hear at that moment in the music.
Yeah,
that's my way of drumming, you know, to play like that.
Yeah, and I see Panos in the comments say exactly. Yeah, our drummer is the same, because one thing that I'm sure you'll be very flattered by is that you're his favorite drummer, and he borrows a lot from you, and he says the same thing to me since I'm the vocalist. We're actually working on some new songs right now, and he wrote the drums for it, but he didn't have the vocals, and then when I sent him the vocals, he's like, fuck, I have to change all this now.
Right, exactly. This is what always happens too with Mentalist sometimes. You know, when Rob still couldn't sing, I don't know, he didn't have the time, for example, or Peter says, okay, Tom, can you do drums to that song? I would really like to go on with that song. And I said, but there are still no vocals. And he said, come on, it's better for Rob if he has your drums. And I said, okay, but be aware that I will start changing them probably completely after Rob sang, you know. And then he says, okay, no problem, do it, you know. And I said, okay. Then you get just a basic drum from me that has nothing to say anyhow, you know, and then when the vocals are on, then the combination between all instruments happens to build the drum, you know, or the drumming. Yeah.
Awesome, man. Awesome. So we have a question here from. By the way, everyone watching, if you have any questions, let us know in the comments.
Yeah, but some things really. Wait, I have to scroll here.
So
this drummer. Witherfall fan page, Brazil. I would like to know that at the end of Blind Guardian, you created the band Savage Circus, which was very promising, both in melodies and sound. What was missing to take off as a competitor to other bands?
I think what he means is that, like, since this was a brand new thing, what did you guys do to stand out? I guess I think that's what he meant.
You mean like why we did Savage Circus? Because it was so similar to Blind Guardian, or what? I don't
Well,
understand the question exactly.
well, I was gonna say thanks Witherfall Page, but because you literally just stole the next topic I was gonna ask. So
Okay.
was no, because I was gonna ask you about well, I say Wither, if you can clarify on that, then put it in the comments. But the thing
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you about is so this is just kind of my inner fanboy coming out, but the Savage
Okay.
Circus stuff, Dreamland Manor is probably next to the Blind Guardian stuff is my favorite album that you're on.
Yeah,
And,
mine too. Yeah. And yours too. Yeah. Yeah.
and
I mean,
and
if it relates to the Blind Guardian style, for sure,
yeah,
you know, then for sure, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
well, what I was gonna ask you about that was so this is just, I'm sure you get asked this sometimes, but this is just my fanboy coming out. But will Savage Circus ever do an album or play live again?
No.
Oh, really?
No. As it looks, not. No. I think the possibility that we will ever find together is almost like 0 to 10%. And it is not because of having a fight with the guys. I mean, with Pete, I have no relation anymore. You know, that is the thing that really broke Savage Circus at the end, you know, at the time. And then he went on with the guys, and they released the second album of Doom and Death. And that was not so successful anymore, as I heard, was not even 1/4 of the sales or something like that anymore. And so it was really a payment shit that happened there too, you know, between the band members, as far as I heard. They were not happy with that anymore, and all that. And then some years passed by, and I had contact to Jens and Emil again, and we wanted to start Savage Circus again. It was an idea to do it, okay? So yeah, later on I took Toto to the band, a good friend from my area here, you know, who's a good guitarist, and yeah, we tried to do songwriting. Yeah, that later on even found some song ideas on the Sirius Black album that I later on did, you know, because Savage Circus didn't work. The problem was that Jens, the singer for Jens Karlsson, he's still one of the best guys in general for me. You know, he's a very good friend still, you know, but the problem is a lot of things in his life changed too. He moved away from the city where he lived with Emil, with a guitarist for Savage Circus, and they were usually very nearby, and they every day met and worked together, and then suddenly they were away about 100 kilometers from each other. So that was a problem, and Emil usually always recorded Jens, and then when I had the first song that I worked on with Emil, Jens should have sung that song, and finally we waited about 1 year just for that song. And I said, guys, that cannot go on like that. I have a future. I want to go on as a musician, and please, let's not go on with that band anymore. Let's put it on ice and see what happens in a few years or whatever, you know. And then a lot of things in my life changed too, you know. Then you saw I did Sirius Black to go on with music as well. You know, that sounded pretty promising in the beginning, but later on was the same shit between members and all that, you know, and I don't want to talk about it.
I didn't know you were in Sirius Black, actually.
No, I'm not anymore.
No, I didn't know that you were in at all. I didn't know you were at the beginning, actually.
No? Okay, yeah. With Roland Grapper from Halloween. The old guitarist from Halloween. We both were in the beginning, and then the tour started, and then I had this spine problem in my back, you know, with a lot of pain, a lot of private shit going on with me, you know, split with my girlfriend at that time that I had a child with, and all that shit together, you know, the shit that happens in life, you know, and then it totally takes you back, you know, pulls you back. and you say, okay, I need to get my mind free to start from the beginning, you know, with something. And yeah, this is what I finally did then after a little break when I was out of Sirius Black with Mentalist. Then when Peter came, you know, Peter Moog, our boss for Mentalist, our guitarist for Mentalist, one of the two guitarists, but he's the mastermind of the band. He's the founder, and I'm really happy about that he came up with the idea. Thomen, would you like to play on some songs here? These are some old songs that I had written a lot of years ago. Do you want to listen to that? And I said, yeah, come on, man, let me listen, and I tell you what I think about, you know. And I liked the stuff, you know. I thought if we work a little bit on that, great stuff, you know. And as you could listen now on Mentalist, yeah, I think it really became good stuff what we did there, you know. The second album will be much better than the first one. It will be faster, even more melodic. We always created our own style more and more now, you know, and it will be even more our own style with the third album, I think. Yeah, we just need some development too in the band. Of course, we need to find each other, and to get used to each other. Yeah, the working style, and then everything is fine. So I'm really proud about the second album that will be released now on the 20th of August this year.
Yeah.
You know?
And before we get to Mentalist, because that's actually what I was going to bring up next, we have a question here from Ryan the Strain, and this was actually something I was going to ask later as well.
Oh, Ryan! Ryan, he sang stuff for Dawn of Ember, for my other power metal band that I'm still doing with Michael Butcher, with Mick Butcher. Yeah.
So
I was really happy to hear that he sang the stuff, because our old singer Carsten in Dawn of Ember, he the second time agreed to sing in the band, and then it was the same problem as we had in Savage Circus with Jens. You know, I don't mean it bad in any way. If Jens didn't have time enough, he didn't have time. You know, I cannot treat him, you know, to say, you sing now, you know. But if he wants to sing it, I expect that he will do it, you know. And if I then have to wait month by month, you know, I get bored, you know what I mean? And then I don't want anymore. And this is what happened with Savage Circus. It's sad, you know. Savage Circus was a great band, yeah, without a doubt. But the same here with Dawn of Ember, you know, Carsten, I have to work, but tomorrow I will sing, you know. Nothing happened, you know, nothing. Yeah, a nice guy, a totally funny guy. Yeah, we are really good friends, but it doesn't work, James, you know. What should I do with a musician that is never available? You know what I mean? That doesn't work.
No, yeah. I know what you mean, man. So this guy Ryan, is he Dawn of Ember's new singer?
Still not, as far as I know. We wanted him. We were really thinking about to have him, but I know that Ryan didn't have much time. He said he doesn't see it. And now I know that he did some demo vocals for the songs that we have. And what I heard there was really, really cool, I must say. He has a great voice. He's a really great singer. And so Ryan, come on, get the fuck out of there. Come in the band.
Awesome, man. So yeah, it's actually funny they brought up Dawn of Ember, because I was gonna bring this up to you because I found this hilarious. So last year, not last year, 2019, I actually went to the Prog Power USA festival. And I didn't know this at the time, but I met your bass player there, Benedict. Yeah, I actually
he's our guitarist, our second guitarist.
Oh, guitar. Okay, because I thought he was the bassist because I met him.
He played bass for Tomorrow's Eve.
Yeah.
He played live.
Yeah, because I remember I didn't know this at the time, but when I got there, the hotel I was staying at wasn't actually near the venue. It was like about a 15-minute walk from the venue. Like all the fans were staying closer to the venue, but the hotel, I booked it like really late. And when I got there, I started seeing people around. And I'm like, this is the hotel the bands are staying at. What the fuck? So I got to meet a bunch of the people who were playing there just at the hotel. And Tomorrow's Eve were one of them. There was literally one night where it was myself, some of the people from Tomorrow's Eve, and some of the people from Subsignal, if you know them, the German code band. The three, we were all hanging out in the lobby drinking, because that's how I met him. And then he goes, "Oh, I'm in a band called Dawn of Amber," and I didn't realize that was the band you were in too.
Yeah, because we started even earlier than we did with Mentalist, but the problem is when Peter came up with the idea, everything went so fast in that band, that I must really say the problem is really the time at the moment from my side. Yeah, I'm really sorry for Dawn of Amber that I have so less time, but there were the problems going on. You must see it like that. With Carsten, with the singer. He didn't come up with anything, So that was a shit. We had just the 3 songs that he sang one time in the studio when we were all together there, and Mick Butcher, our main guitarist, he even paid all the shit, to make it happen, and all that. So it's his baby, But he's now really also pissed with Carsten, I must say, that because he gave him a second chance. And then again, he didn't come up with anything, and then he wanted to come to around the Easter time or something like that, is it called Easter in English? Yeah, no?
Easter, like East, like the holiday Easter, you mean?
Yeah, right. The holiday.
Yeah, Easter, yeah.
Right. With the axe, the shit, Okay. So at this time, he wanted to visit Mick. Yeah, and they wanted to work on the songs. Yeah, he wanted to sing stuff, and then short before he canceled it again. And as far as I heard, there were even flights booked or something like that. And they had to cancel everything. Because he said, "Oh no, I have a new job, and they did something there, so I cannot come." And then again, the same shit. And we were really not happy anymore with that. Yeah, and then Mick said, "Okay, that was the second chance, but the last chance, and now we must search for another singer." And it's really not funny to have done a demo with 3 songs that we put public already on YouTube, and where Hansi sang choirs too, also already from Black Guardian,
Oh, sick.
And he really liked the stuff. He said, "That's good stuff," but and then you can change the singer again directly, and the people that got used to him already, they will say directly, the band didn't even release an album and they changed already the singer, but it's not our fault, what should we do? People don't work, and this is what destroys bands sometimes, and I really hate this. Yeah.
It's so, I know what you mean, man. It's so unfortunate that, because even over here, one of the things that every band kind of sort of is like, kind of dreads, and this has happened with us before, is that, you have like some fans in their mind have the idea that, this band has like a revolving door of members, then that must mean whoever's in the band's like an asshole or whatever. But no, it's not the case. Like, we've had a lot of different members come and go, but it was always because of life stuff, As you said earlier, it's always like for example, before we had Panos, who I like a lot more, bud. Our old drummer had to leave because he had, similar to what happened to you, he had a problem in his back. And he had to leave for good because of that. And we're still on good terms. And a lot of our other old members, they just, because the thing with hearing around where I live in Eastern Canada, power metal isn't very big here. So a lot of people here either want to play, like, it's mainly death metal here. Like, people mainly, so a lot of our members, a lot of our old members are just death metal guys who are just trying out something new. And they realize, this is okay, but I don't really want to do this. So, that's why. So I totally get it when you say it's like, a lot of times it's not the band's fault when that stuff happens.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. And when you search for new members, and then they have this problem that they come from, for example, the death metal corner, you don't get that out. They always bring this into the band, you cannot say, "You don't play death metal anymore, we play now the power metal." They will play, this is power metal, no? And then they're playing the death metal riffs, you know, and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it would be the same with me as a drummer, you know. It's the same. It's a death metal band, and I would play like a power metal drummer there, you know.
Yeah.
That's the point. Yeah.
Yeah, like I find that it actually, if done correctly, it actually can be a good thing, because for example of me, our guitar player Forrest, when he first joined the band, he's obviously a big power metal guy, but he auditioned for the band with a black metal song, and I sent him some of our songs. I said, okay, learn this and write your own solo, and he sent it back, and I thought it was amazing. And then he shows me, and then he goes, oh, by the way, I wrote this black metal song. Here you go. Yeah. And then I'm just like, this is pretty good. And so now, and this guy can also growl, which none of us can do. So I said, hey, man, you want to try a little bit of this in our songs just to see, you know?
Yeah. Cool.
Also, real quick before I continue, I just see my friend Sarah, who is my old friend from high school, has just joined in. Hey, Sarah, what's up?
Okay, wait. I'm just reading a Witherfall fan page for the Thomas.
Oh, yeah, right.
You still had a repercussion of knowing. Is it true that your name was put to be part of Halloween's band? Is it true? What? Or thank you for your comment. What does he mean? If I should have entered Halloween or what?
Yeah, I think he means, did you ever audition for Halloween, maybe? Were you ever...
No, never. No, never. I mean, I like Halloween, you know. Halloween is a cool band, and really, really cool what they do there. Yeah, so without a doubt. But I never auditioned for them. No, never.
Okay. No. I mean, that would be really sick if you did.
No, really, never.
So anyways, before I will get to the Mentalist stuff in a bit, but I just remember, because you just brought it up with Dawn of Amber, that you said Hansi did choir vocals for some of the songs. Yeah. So from what I've seen on YouTube and all that stuff, you still keep in touch with all the Blind Guardian guys. You still have a good relationship with them, right?
Yeah, in the beginning when I left, we had our problems, you know, but later on I visited them, and then they invited me for the history thing that they did there for YouTube and all that. And I was really, really happy about that. It was a cool thing. And I was really happy to be together with all them, you know, at one place again. Because when I visited Blind Guardian before, it was most times Charlie Bauerfeind, the producer, who was maybe working there, or Hansi was working on songs or something, you know, or something else, you know, in the studio, and said, hey, pass by, man, you know, and then we can have a coffee and talk a little bit, you know. That's what mostly happened. And but when we did the history stuff, there I even met the old guitarist Markus Dirk, you know, from Lucifer's Heritage times, you know, and Hans-Peter Frey, the drummer for the second demo that we did, you know, and it was a really, really cool meeting there. I really loved it. We had fun time.
Yeah, that series of videos is great. Like I was gonna bring this up earlier, but I found it pretty hilarious how before you even were the drummer of the band, you were getting guitar lessons from Andre, right?
And he was. Don't remind me of that, man. That was so funny with a fucking thumb that I didn't press behind the fretboard. You know? He was like, no, you have to put the thumb there, you know. I said, okay. Man, forget about guitar playing. You should play drums.
Play the drums. Yeah, some of the stories in that thing were awesome.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, do you have any anything? I don't know if it was brought up in there or not, but do you have any funny like tour stories or anything from when you were in Blind Guardian that you would like to share with the?
I think there are a few, but I don't get them now, like, in my mind, you know. That would be enough, I'm pretty sure, you know. But, I don't know now. No, at the moment.
Oh, fair enough, dude.
No, it's like you put the button, you know, you push the button, and you're off.
Oh, fair enough, man. But I highly recommend whoever's watching, if you've never seen the Blind Guardian history videos, to go check them out because they're very, very awesome and they're also hilarious. So, yeah. Why are you using
Andre is always very funny. He loves to laugh about everybody. I was like, wow, you did this and did this. He always has a lot of fun on that.
He just likes to remind people of all the stupid shit from back in the day. Hey, remember when you did this?
Exactly. Yeah, that was so cool, really.
Yeah, yeah.
The last time I had here with Jörg Schneeble, I had a conversation. He sent me his book. It was really cool. I really appreciated it. He was one of the first guys from a Livewire magazine, it was called. And he did an interview with Blind Guardian in the early days, and a lot of photos that we did on the I think it was called Tomborg or something, like Tom Castle or something like that. And that was really fun, me with that Bermuda shorts, the colored ones. Horrible, man. It was so horrible. I think it was around 1990 or something when we recorded Tales from the Twilight World. Yeah, there after that we did this photo session with him there on the castle. It was really fun. Nice people, and they invited us, for strawberry cake, coffee. Wonderful. Yeah.
Awesome.
He said we should really repeat that. When I have time, he said, pass by, and some time for waffles or strawberry cake again. We will find for sure.
Sweet, awesome, man.
Yeah, really nice couple. Yeah, really.
Yeah. So I guess the next thing I'll bring up, since I was going to bring this up earlier, but obviously, so Mentalist is a new album coming out, and you guys have the first single out now already. So one of the things I guess I was going to ask is, so what can you tell us about the new Mentalist album that you're allowed to tell us? You said it's obviously going to be a lot faster and more melodic and all that, because we were talking about Halloween earlier, and I listened to the first album actually last night, and it reminded me more of the Halloween style than the Blind Guardian style. So do you think will the second album be like that, or is it going to be heavier? Is it going to be more like towards the heavy power metal side?
Let's say that we listen, that we sound a little bit like Iron Maiden, Halloween, a little bit Blind Guardian. That is without a doubt, but we like to sound like that because this is how this band started, We are all big fans of these bands. I played in Blind Guardian, so, what do you want more? I can play whatever I want to play on the drums in this style. You will never think Thomen plays something completely different, It's my style, it's in me, And, I think the second album for sure is more melodic than the first one. It's in general completely it's faster than the first one. And I think we are more unique on this album. There is not so much anymore where you would say, oh, sounds like Iron Maiden or something, Here and there, now and then, yes, but in general, I think we are more unique, and this is what even the journalists now say about us. That we found our more own style. And the album will be called A Journey into the Unknown. And the first single we released now, even with a video where about 60 fans participated in the video, holding cardboards, with the lyrics on it, and the song is about evolution. So, one guy, good old friend of the band, he put his completely drum set in front of a sea, and all that, with the cardboard on the side, and really, really cool stuff, And we are really, how is it? Grateful, no? We say in English, right? Like. We
grateful, yeah.
Grateful, right? Yeah. We are really grateful, about that they all participated, and they all love it. And yeah, and in the next steps, let's say, like all two weeks, more or less now, we will release 3 more singles of the band. And the next one, I think, will be A Journey into the Unknown, the title track. That sounds pretty much in the style of Halloween, but it's a killer song, really. It has a great chorus that sticks in your ears. It's incredible. And and then Modern Philosophy will be released as the 3rd one, and then the 4th one will be I think Dentalist. Yeah, and Dentalist is a word game, between mentalist, dentalist, and the lyrics are about a crazy dentist who wants to rob golden amalgam teeth from his people who come to the practice, of his dentalist. Is it praxis? Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's dental practice.
Yeah, the dentalist practice, and he chains them, to cut out the teeth, and all these little things, the things that happen in the lyrics of the songs, we put even in the cover that Andreas Marshall did again for the band. A Journey into the Unknown, and then I think you saw it maybe already, the cover, right?
Yeah, I did see the cover,
yeah. And everywhere on the back side, front side, there are the little details of the lyrics are hidden in the cover, like the Torture King, for example, the ocean, for an ocean so deep, and a lot of things. You will see.
It's funny, like you bring up what Dentalist is about, and you completely shot what I was about to do in the water, because I was about to make a joke, be like, "Oh, what is that? A song about an evil dentist or something?"
Exactly. The idea came up, I think, by Peter, because he's such a big Halloween fan as well, and he said, "Man, it maybe you can compare it anyhow, but it's anyway totally different." And it comes a little bit from the idea what they did with Dr. Steen,
Yeah.
on the keyboard. You know what I mean? Yeah, and but this is different, but anyhow totally funny. It's a funny lyric. The song and a fast song, really. It's really cool.
Well,
we will do a great video about that. The 4th one will be the last single release with a video release too. And then the album on 20th of August will come up. We'll see the light of day.
Awesome,
and we'll do a special 10-box edition. I think 250 limited 10 boxes, where will be a Mentalist game in it too. And this is totally funny. I created it together with the other members, and you can play it as a drinking game with alcohol, for children with lemonade. They have, with every card game, they have to drink as much cups they see on the card. They have to drink before they have to go on with the dice and all that. And it's really funny stuff. And you can play it on festivals to get drunk, and all that shit. So you have to drink, for example, 3 little glasses. Like you have to drink 3 shots before you go on with the next dice roll.
That is incredible.
Like that is really funny.
That is fucking amazing.
There will be little pieces of drumsticks that I used to record the album, and we will cut it in pieces, because they don't fit into the box, because it's just Dyna A5, the DIN. Do you know that? Like the half of a normal paper, the size.
Yeah.
So you cannot put a completely drumstick in. So we cut it in, I don't know, 3 pieces, and everybody has a little piece of the drumsticks that I used to record that album. It's just a little gimmick. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Of course. Yeah. Well, I find that nowadays that's what fans like, is that I find that the more unique the merch you have, the better. Like one thing that we don't have this for sale yet. But one thing that we're doing is our bass player Stu is really into creating those Dungeons and Dragons minifigures. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, he literally he prints them and paints them and stuff. And he found some of werewolves, and since we're Lycanthro, we're gonna sell those as like our own like Dungeons and Dragons minis, you know?
Yeah. It's a good idea, man. Really, that is exactly what you need nowadays. People love that stuff, you know. It doesn't matter who I told that we will release a fan box with these items and or items, no, you say, in it, and they were like, "Okay, it's already bought." And I said, "What? You didn't see it? Doesn't matter. It's a limited edition. I will buy this." I said, "Okay." You know, it is crazy how people react on that. That is really crazy.
It really is, man. So I have one more. So technically two, but the second one will be at the end. But I have one more question for you, and then after that, we actually got some fan questions that I have written down here from before. So So the thing I'm going to ask you first is, so one of the things that you also have been doing a lot recently is your YouTube channel, Thomen's Drum Chamber, which is fantastic. And I want to ask you, how has doing YouTube been for you? Because one thing I find really interesting that I've been seeing a lot more now, and I think it's really cool, is people from the old school generation starting to embrace a lot of the newer technology, because you know how like the stereotype is that like I'm not using this, you know, blah blah, but people people like you are embracing it and using YouTube and doing an amazing job of it. So how has using YouTube been for you?
Let me tell you this way. In the beginning, I was not a big friend of that, and anyhow, I'm still not a big friend of that. That all this exists because it kills us musicians, and to make a live from the music, what I really could do at the times with Blind Guardian, and I could have even done after Blind Guardian, is not possible anymore today. If you don't have somebody who really completely supports all this and pays you, you have no chance, you know, to make a live of that. It is almost impossible. I must really say this, as sad as it is, but to all the young people out there who start doing music, live with it, that you have to tour, try to get money for your gigs you play, and you will make money with your merchandise. Have good ideas, try to build up a channel on YouTube that is really successful, especially the young people can still do it, they know how it works. An old guy like me doesn't know anymore how it works. I just have this channel for fun. I play it because I want to play the things, and I like to present it to my fans that really are grateful for this and say, "Thomen, great, come on, play this song, play this song." As you see also, I play what I want. The people can ask me if I think it's a cool idea, I will do it someday. But I'm not the guy like on Patreon, for example, you know, that I would say, you know, they pay you and then you should really do that, you know. No, I don't do that. I just do what I want. If they tell me play tomorrow and then there was silence from Blind Guardian, it can be that I will play anytime, anywhere from Gotthard. You know what I mean?
Oh man, dude, I love that song.
Yeah, it will come up tomorrow or the day after tomorrow latest.
Oh man, that's my favorite Gotthard song. Is Anytime, Anywhere.
My one too. Yes. My one too, man. My one too.
Dude, the music.
And I love the voice of Steve Lee. He was one of the best hard rock singers in the fucking world for me, you know. And I was,
he's so underrated. Like, he's one of those. I haven't heard a lot of Gotthard yet, but I found him through Arion because he was in one of those Arion albums. And
did you see on Arion?
Yeah, he was on
I mean, the one that is dead. No,
yeah, he was on an Arion album.
Yeah. He was on an Arion album. Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was on. He was on 010110001. I'm pretty sure.
Hansi was on it too, right?
Yeah, they were both on that album.
Okay, fuck, man, I didn't know that he sings there. I really didn't listen it completely so far. I just heard something where Hansi sang, and I never listened that album completely anyhow, you know. because there comes up so much stuff nowadays. You are sometimes not able to listen to everything anymore. I
Yeah.
remember the times, when you looked into the print magazines like Rock Hard or Metal Hammer, and you had this sound check, 24 bands, 28 bands. Today, 68 bands, something like that. It's incredible, man. It's the same with every fucking fanzine, magazine. You cannot listen to all that stuff, and with Spotify, you have the gates open to everything. You know what I mean? That's the point. And anyhow, I hate this modern shit, because it really kills us musicians. But on the other hand, I must say, it also opens gates to other opportunities that we would have never had before.
Yeah, I totally agree with that, because just as a quick aside, one thing that I did was just these Instagram lives that I talk to, I was never originally intending to do them. It was just because what happened was our old guitar player left a year ago, and he used to run the Instagram page, and he gave it to me, and I have to figure this out. And I got this idea from a friend of mine to start, like, hey, you should talk to people over Instagram Live. People really like that stuff. And I kind of took it one step further, and I started off just doing with people who I know, but I took it one step further, and because of that, I've been able to talk to a lot of the musicians I really look up to, like you and Leather from Chastain and a few others, just some of the people who I've been able to talk to, some people who I never thought I would have, which has been an incredible thing. But on the flip side, I do know what you mean with the whole it kills us musicians, because one thing that's been really frustrating is, how there's the whole thing about the whole social media algorithms and all that. That's so frustrating, because it literally, some computer somewhere just gets to decide how many people see your stuff, just almost completely randomly,
And what I really hate is the fucking Facebook shit,
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Never works as it should work, As you probably know, I have two profiles, Thomen Stauch and Thomas Stauch. And from my Thomas Stauch side, I tried to invite friends yesterday for my new endorsement, Artisan Turk cymbals. Okay, this is my new cymbal company that I'm endorsed by, the same as DS Drum, in Italy, and Vic Firth sticks. And Artisan Turk cymbals are the newest endorsement now. And I'm so happy on Friday I will get my cymbals as it looks. Or at least I will have a listen to that over the net again. You see, the modern shit, we do it over internet, to listen to stuff again. And then they will send it, I think, next week. I'm so curious about that. They sound so incredible, man. Really, it's incredible. Really, it's incredible. And and that is the same shit, when you do this stuff, you want to invite friends to like that page of Artisan Turk cymbals. I cannot do it from my Thomas Stauch side. From my Thomen Stauch side, I can. The link at the same point in the profile, where you have these three little dots, you click on that, it opens a window that says invite friends. Doesn't exist on the Thomas Stauch side. On the Thomen Stauch side, yes. So tell me, please, what the fuck is this? This is Facebook. They do what they want, Today it works like that. Tomorrow it works like that. And this is crazy.
It really is, man. It's the same thing with us. Like, the thing with on our Facebook page is that one thing that's been very frustrating is that, because before this pandemic, we used to be very much like a live band. We used to get most of our fan base from playing live. Back when we did that on our Facebook page, we used to get lots of people seeing it. We used to get between 30 to 100 likes a post. Now we can barely crack 20, because it tells you how many people have seen it. And Facebook doesn't show it to anybody. It says we have we have 2,000 followers on Facebook, and it shows it to maybe 50. It's
exactly. That's the point. Exactly. My 2 profiles are completely filled to the limit. 5,000 friends on each page I have. If I invite somebody, before they had a function that you could say invite all. They kept it away again. It doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Again, every fucking single friend, you know? And then you do it, and then you click, for example, you have marked, let's say, 400 friends of this 5,000. And then you say invite. And then you go again back on invite friends, and it says invited 154. But you have clicked 400. So what a stupid shit is this? You know
It
what I mean?
really is, man.
Then they should directly, while you mark them, say you are limited to mark just 150 friends. And that's it, you know? But they want to pretend to let you invite so much people, what they don't do, you know? It's totally bullshit.
It really is, man. That's why I actually like using Instagram more, because the thing... Yeah, because it's a lot more personal, because I find like we can do stuff like this, and I find that on Instagram, if it doesn't it doesn't limit you. If you want to see metal stuff, it'll only show you that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is,
I put a post and I look the next day and it says like 398 persons liked this. And the same post on Facebook says 54 people liked it. And you say, that cannot be. You know, what the fuck is going on here?
It's the same thing with me here. If I make a post... If I make a post here, it'll be between 50 to 100 people. On Facebook, like 10. So it's just like...
And sometimes I say Facebook is dead, and then the young people come on. No, Facebook is not dead. It's just starting. You know what I said? Wait, Facebook is dead. There will come other social media types. Wait, it's just building up, and then you can say bye-bye to Facebook, and then they will build something newly up by themselves, you know. That's for sure. Yeah, I mean, Zuckerberg will not give up, you know, never.
Yeah,
I can promise.
Yeah, man. So I guess before we finish, I have some fan questions here for you. And Panos, if you're watching, now's the time to put your questions in the comments. Not just Panos, anybody else who's watching, now's the time to put your questions in the comments. So the first one here...
PayPal account? You want my PayPal account for every question, 15 euros. No, was just. No, I was kidding, guys.
Oh, man, that's funny. Oh, wait, actually, you know, one more thing I'm going to comment on before I read this first question, because we were talking about YouTube earlier, is there was one song that you did on your YouTube channel that I was so happy that you did, because it's one of my favorite bands. It's my favorite band of all time, just in general. You did a fucking Triumph song.
Triumph, yeah. I love this album.
Wow,
I love the Sport of Kings album. This is so killer, man, really.
Oh, man, Triumph are like one of the greatest Canadian bands of all time. And
Never Surrender. Oh, man, I love it. I love
Never Surrender to Allied Forces is one of my favorite albums.
It's funny. Sport of Kings and Never Surrender. That are my favorite ones, I must say.
Yeah, man. Because I will say, and I don't know if you remember this, but I put in the comments of that video, I put, one of my favorite drummers playing the song of one of my other favorite drummers.
That was you.
Yeah, that was me.
Cool. Cool, man.
Because my favorite drummers are you and Gilmore from Triumph, so...
Oh, man. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, man. I'm honored.
Yeah,
incredible.
Yeah, no problem, man. And as you, with your expertise, can probably attest, but he was a very underrated drummer, Gil, because he sang at the same time too. So
just try to play the shit from Never Surrender, man. You go crazy. You go crazy by that. He's so fucking progressive, anyhow, but it doesn't sound so progressive when he plays. You know,
that's all the little things.
You know, the little. Yeah, the miracle in that band, you know, that they can play the music and it sounds totally like smooth, you know, but it's totally progressive. Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah.
Hansi loved Never Surrender too from
Oh,
Triumph.
really?
I remember that. Yeah, he did. I
Yeah.
think
Well,
Hansi even showed me a Triumph. I didn't know them before. Hansi said, Triumph is a cool band. And I said, oh, let me listen. I said, wow, fuck, man. This is
yeah.
really great. You know?
Yeah, man. Triumph
Yeah.
are like, you know, here in Canada, they're like, you know, legendary over here. You know, like they're
Oh,
one of
cool.
those bands that were like they're one of the bands that here in Canada we have the big argument about who's better, Rush or Triumph. And I'm always like, Triumph is way better than Rush.
I know that a lot of people will kill me for that. I mean, Neil Peart was a fantastic drummer, really. He was incredible, yeah. And they are all great musicians, you know, Rush, of course. But I was also always more into Triumph, always. For me, the songs, they were more like catchy for me personally. You know what I mean? The Rush stuff was sometimes a little bit too progressive, uncatchy anyhow for me. You know, they didn't. Of course, I mean some songs, of course, Tom Sawyer and stuff like that. Yeah, killer. Yeah, that is incredible what they do there. But not everything. Not everything. They have some single songs that I really love from Rush. But on Triumph, I can put the album and I can listen from the beginning to the end, and I almost like every song on the album.
Yeah, same with me, man. Same with me.
Well, is it Writing on the Wall, right? On Never Surrender, no?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
Writing on the
yeah.
Wall. That is a killer song, man. Really. Wow.
Yeah.
Killer.
And also, you mentioned Sport of Kings. Man, Tears in the Rain.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
So classic.
Yeah.
Also, Panos has a comment here. Don't have to say it again, but you are my biggest influence. Love watching your videos and analyzing the way you play.
Thank you, man.
Oh no, trust me, man. Like if you hear our Panos play on our stuff, he pretty much does a lot of the same stuff you do in terms of the fills and all that stuff, and tries to learn a lot from what you do and all that. So and.
Cool.
He wanted me to bring this up, and I'll say this as a quick aside before I get to these questions, is we don't know when, but we're starting to talk about this, and I'm starting to write out the tab and figure this out and all that, but we're planning in the future to do Evil Eye's Savage Circus cover.
Okay. Yeah, then let's do it together.
Hell yeah, sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet, man.
Let's do it together. Yeah. I will play the drums and then you record the rest of the shit.
Awesome. I was actually going to ask her if you were going to do Savage Circus on your channel, actually.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, usually I don't do it anymore, but it's okay. I don't care.
You know what? No, I might just have to take you up on that.
Yeah, we do it. I must just time to time. I'm always fucking busy, you know, the last month here, and we are really pushing hard, you know, to release the next album after the other one, you know. So time is really rare at the moment, believe me, man. Yeah, but today I recorded drums for Stranger in a Strange Land that I will do with some good friends. For example, Rob from Mentalist, the singer, he is in it too. He sings it, and there will be Danny Fernandez, and who used to play in Darkmoor in Spain, you know, and there is Tino Heavier from Reveal, from the other band that Rob does with Tino together, and Marco Rodriguez is in it from Rage, you know. I think he's not in Rage anymore. He's X-Rage, right? I think he's not in Rage. I think it's X-Rage now, yeah. And yeah, it will be a funny thing.
It'll just so be to be a big power metal super group, pretty much.
Yeah.
But
one of the biggest experiences, as I must say, was with Dave Ellefson when we did this Burn cover, you know, for Metal for Kids United.
Yeah.
Did you see that? I loved it. I loved it a lot, really. It was a really big experience. Great musicians in there, really incredible. Ralf Schepers too, from Primal Fear and all that, you know. Really great people there.
And so the Iron Maiden cover, is that going to be like a YouTube cover, like one of those like split screen covers?
Yeah, we will do Stranger in a Strange Land like a band, full band cover. Right,
Sweet.
exactly.
Sweet.
And today I played the drums for that, and still have to do some little editing shit, the typical shit, and then I will send it out to the guys, and then they can record the rest.
Awesome,
over
man.
because it's a little bit more Thomen style now.
Sweet.
It is not exactly Iron Maiden, It's more, that I love to play my own style always. I have to bring always the Thomen thing into it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So finally, here's the fan questions. So if you guys are still watching, hopefully, So the first one comes from Nina Malia 94 on Instagram. She asks, "What is the last book you read?"
I'm not a big reader. The last book I read was from the friend that I said here, from Jörg Schneeble, who used to be journalist for Livewire. His metal book that he wrote. Yeah. That is the last one that I read. I'm usually not a big reader. I'm more a fan of good movies and all that. Yeah. Maybe because my eyes get too bad, I get always headache from reading.
See, I'm the same. I'm not a huge reader. When I do, it's I kind of do the same thing Marcus does. I love comics. I'm a big comic guy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, whenever I read anything, it's usually that, like comics and manga and stuff like that, because I'm a huge
I read too when I was younger, but now not anymore. I don't even find the time, I must say, for movies or books at all. I really don't have time at the moment anymore.
Yeah.
I'm so busy always with my music here. If it is not Mentalist, then I have to find the time. Let's say for my Thomen drum chamber channel to do there some stuff, or for Dawn of Amber, I will try to maybe bring in some time that they are always asking for me, guys, I'm busy, It is horrible, really. It is really horrible. I'm anyhow happy to have the situation like that, better than the opposite, of course, yeah. But sometimes it's not easy, I live together with my new wife, with Abby and my daughter, who's 9 years old, and so I have my family, I have Mentalist, I have Dawn of Amber, I have my Thomen drum chamber channel. You know what I mean? That is a lot of stuff that's going on. Yeah.
Yeah, no, totally, man. I hear you. And the other question I have here is from my good friend Mike, Mr. Shady Power Metal Storefront. And he always likes to ask very kind of funny questions. And here's his: How does it feel to have drummed on the best album from 92, 95, 98, and 2002?
It feels good. It feels good.
Of course.
Good that you see it like that. They were for sure great albums, yeah. I was going to say. I mean, of course, 2002, A Night at the Opera is a great album, without a doubt, but for me, it was a little bit overproduced already. It is, but that is my impression. I played on it. People love it. So, okay, I'm fine with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, fair enough, dude. Yeah, for sure. So I guess I'm gonna call it soon. But the one thing that I usually ask at the very end, for whoever I'm talking to, is usually I ask them to do some sort of advice. So, and I try and kind of gear it more towards each guest I have to what they're known for. So in your case, the thing I'd ask is, what advice would you give to people who are like, because obviously you have such a very unique style of drumming, and you have tried a lot of things, done a lot of things with, YouTube and all that stuff. So what advice would you give to people who are trying to find their own style, trying to find their own niche? What advice would you give to people for that?
Okay. Yeah, I think it's not easy to say this. It's for everybody different, what you should do to come to his destination. You know what I mean? Finally, yeah, where he wants to end up. And I think one of the most important things is always follow your heart. Follow your heart. That's the most important, you know. If you want to go there, go that path to get there, you know, and don't give up on that way. Like, oh, I'm now trying already since 3 months and it didn't reach this point, you know. So go on, go on. Don't give up. Believe in yourself, and don't be lazy. Yeah, don't be lazy. Do your thing. Practice your stuff, you know, and for most, what I think what is most important, if you do, for example, play in a band, try to build your band with people around you that are maybe not always the best musicians, but who are the best people, because that's the only thing that will lead you to the goal where you want to get, you know, because other people who maybe are the best musicians, but with a crazy mind, and today they jump there and then there, they will not go the same way with you. And then you will end up anywhere of nowhere. And then you can start from the beginning. And this is the most important hint I can really give you. Yeah. If you do an own band, try to build a big crowd around you that is your band, that are your friends, that are really, that have the same imagination about a career and all that, and not people that are just talking, and there's nothing behind it, and it's just fucking warm air that comes out of the mouth, you know. And that is the worst thing that can happen to a musician. So just follow your goals.
And that's great, and I know what you mean, man, by like surrounding yourself with good people, because trust me, I have learned that the hard way many times, that, as you say, some people are just all talk, you know. So
exactly. And there is just so much of these. Incredible.
Yeah, but I can say that the lineup that we have now is, even though this lineup's only been together for like a year, I feel closer with these guys than I have with anybody else that I've had in the band before. So
be happy, my friend. Be happy about that. That's the most important thing, for sure. Yeah. If that doesn't work from the beginning, and if you go to the rehearsal room, you want to practice, you have rehearsals, and you go already with a feeling to the rehearsal room, fuck, and then he will start talking that way, and he will complain about that. You are already not in a good mood anymore, you know?
Yeah.
And so next time you would say, I don't feel good today. I come next week again for rehearsals, you know? And that's how that shit starts, you know? And that's not a good thing. So really build good people around you. That's what I always say. When I do something new now with music, I will not do it anymore with any, fucking assholes. You know what I mean? I won't do it anymore. Yeah?
Oh, no, dude, I know.
Just people I really trust, or like to trust at least, you know. If they teach me wrong, any day, then it's my mistake, okay? But you can never know, of course, but you should have at least the feeling to be able to believe these people and trust them and go the same path, you know? That's what I think about it.
Yeah, no, I totally agree, because as I said, that exact scenario that you've described, I've been in many times. I've had, again, I won't mention any names, but I've had lots of people I've been in bands with who I've literally been like, oh, I have to go to practice, and they're going to start doing this, and, you know, it's just like, I've been there, you know, it sucks. So that is very good advice right there for sure, man.
And of course, then exist the situations like with Savage Circus. Really great guys, you know, Emil, Jans, great people. I love them till today. But even if they have the same imagination about the same goal, but they are anywhere cut away in their normal life, that takes them away from these dreams, and they cannot follow it. Of course, this is bad luck. You know, this is what happened with Seventh Circus. It's bad luck. You know what happened there? It's not because Jens is an asshole or something. You know what I mean? He's a great guy, and Emil too. But it didn't work anymore. I didn't want to wait anymore. Maybe a second year for the second song? No, I cannot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
As much as I would have wanted, but it's impossible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tomorrow I can close my eyes forever. You know what I mean? And then what do I have from this? You know, you never know.
Yeah, for sure, man.
We must
Anyway,
do the best out of the rest of our lives that we have, and give the best, because life is fucking short, man. Believe me. Yeah. No.
awesome, man. Sweet. So, anyways, I'm gonna call it for now. But thank you so much for coming on here, man, and chatting. This has been
Thank you, man.
absolutely
Thank you all
amazing.
for watching.
Yeah, thanks everyone for watching. And if you guys, I'm sure you all do already, but follow Thomen, go subscribe to his YouTube, go follow Mentalist, Dawn of Amber, all that good stuff. Follow us at Lycanthro_metal. Tune in on Sunday. I'm going to be talking to Jordan from Carmeria from Australia. So,
Cool.
yeah. But, so once again, man, thanks. It's been great to meet you. As I said, your music has been a huge influence to me.
You're always welcome to invite me again if something new comes up, you know, and you want to do another interview. I'm here, my friend. Just
100%. 100%. Absolutely. Anyways, thanks very much, man. Great to meet you.
Great to meet you, man. Take care.
Take care, man. See you.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
See you, man.